Welcome to Nightmares and Grief, a place to explore and celebrate the darkness. Each episode, I'll read stories written by me, Derrick Heisey. So settle in, check under the bed, and pour a drink for the skeletons in your closet. It's time to start. Lofi for sleep.
A cockroach scurries over the past due notice. I ignore it, stepping over the puddle of letters and letting my apartment door shove them into the small paper hill beside the wall. I hang my keys up on the right hook, untie my shoes, and tuck them into the organizer beside the door, then slip my briefcase into its place between the organizer and the wall. I feel, rather than hear, the pathetic warble my stomach offers, because the lo-fi is very loud, and beats have very good noise canceling. The music stops as my phone grates against my thigh. I place it face down on the table. I don't need to see who's calling. I won't recognize the number, but I'll know who's calling. They'll leave a voicemail. It'll make my palms sweat until I dismiss the notification. The beats stay on while I cook dinner, but I pair them with the TV after casting the music from my phone. It's been a long week. I deserve a treat. Something decadent. Lemon garlic shrimp pasta with fresh mozzarella. A glass of Chardonnay. Twisting and trembling, my stomach complains again. Soon, I assure myself. Without meaning to, my gaze lands on the pile of letters visible from the kitchen. Soon. Right now, I deserve a break. Something darts over the letters. Black and shiny and faster than anything I've ever seen. Shifting my gaze back to the shrimp in the pan, I keep my face flat and soft even while my teeth grind over each other. The track ends. I haven't moved. Taking the pan off the heat. I dump the food into the trash, wash the pan, and then take the half-full trash bag to the dumpster. I buy McDonald's from the drive-thru and eat it on the way to Walmart, where I buy roach traps. While I'm there, the stress overwhelms me, so I buy a spider plant. I know it will die, but in the moment it makes the self-checkout register beep, it makes me feel good. $29.02. I sift through the credit cards, and for a moment my fingers tremble as I try to keep track of their balances. Dread overwhelms me as I send the silent chant of "Don't decline, don't decline." I regret the spider plant. But a check mark appears on the point of sale. Accepted. My chest loosens, and when I get home, I set the traps. Then I'm exhausted. I go to sleep early. It's too late for them to call anyway. I wake up to a crackle. A skitter like tiny pinprick feet. I grope for my phone. Did something just brush past my palm? I suppress the thought. I suppress the notion that something lingered on my phone until I touched it. Something like a don't say it. Don't you dare even think it. I turn the phone over and sweat already dampens my palms and forehead. The screen blazes to life. 2:22 a.m. 7 missed calls. 7 voicemails. Cold sweat makes me shiver. The phone slips from my hand, but I catch it. The voicemails stack up in the notification bar like a to-do list someone else made for me. I don't listen. I swipe them all away, all 7, and the little red badge vanishes, and for a second, just a second, my chest loosens. Then, the skittering starts again. It's coming from the kitchen. I tell myself it's the traps. It's what traps do. They catch things, and caught things make noise. That's the whole point. I bought them so this exact situation would be handled and I wouldn't have to deal with it, and it is. I don't have to deal with it, and I should go back to sleep. But the sound isn't panicked. There's no snapping, no frantic clicking of a small body against plastic. The sound is calm, organized, like several small things moving in the same direction. I reach for the beats on the nightstand. My hand shakes, and I hate that it shakes, and I put them on and I tap play on the Lofi floods my skull like warm water. My shoulders release. My jaw unclenches, and the noise canceling does what I paid $349.99 for it to do. It makes the world go away. I pull the blanket up to my chin and close my eyes. The bass hums through my temples. I focus on it, the slow, cycling melody, the soft vinyl crackle layered underneath, the gentle kick drum that sounds like a heartbeat that doesn't belong to me. It works. It always works. My breathing slows, my hands stop trembling, sleep comes back. Not gently, but like a door shutting. The alarm goes off at 6:15. I take off the Beats to charge. The battery's at 11%, and the apartment is quiet. Morning light cuts through the blinds in pale bars. Everything looks clean and still and ordinary in the way that makes the night feel like something I invented. I go to the kitchen to make coffee. The traps are where I left them. All 6, none triggered, no roaches inside, no adhesive disturbed, nothing. But the spider plant has been moved. It's subtle. I almost don't notice it. It was on the left side of the counter last night, near the backsplash. Now it's on the right, near the edge, closer to the mail pile by the door. I stare at it for a long time. I try to remember if I moved it. I'm sure I didn't move it. I'm almost sure. Beside the plant, a piece of junk mail from the pile by the door is lying flat on the counter, and that wasn't there last night. It's been chewed. Not torn, not crumpled, chewed. The paper is ragged at the edges, eaten through in patterns that aren't random. Most of the envelope is gone. The return address, the barcode, the promotional language. What remains is a window. A small, clean rectangle of intact paper in the center of the destruction, and through it, a number. $42,091.60. I don't recognize the account. I don't know what it's for, but the number has weight. I know it's not a scam. It's not a mistake. The bright red digits make sense. It tracks. But my heart is steeled against it. All stone and iron and gritted teeth. I get the headphones and slip them over my ears again. I press play on the first playlist to show up on the app. I get something like elevator music, and I nod. It tracks. Picking up the chewed envelope, I bring it to the trash, but my hand hovers. At the edges, the paper is damp, soft where whatever ate it left moisture behind. It smells faintly of ink and musk, like a nest's warmth. The trash bag sighs as the envelope feeds it. I make coffee. I get dressed. I leave for work. I do not look at the pile of letters by the door. I do not think about the number. I do not think about the other numbers contained within that pile. $42,091.60 follows me to the car. It sits in the passenger seat and rides with me all the way to work. There, I manage to force it out of the forefront of my mind, but it lingers. It's the reason I startle and spill my coffee on my desk when my office phone rings. It's the reason I'm short with Courtney from accounting. It's why I'm gritting my teeth through the whole fucking day. Cell phone on Do Not Disturb. Screen down on the desk. Headphones on. Bumping a smooth beat on some Lofi for sleep YouTube long play. I don't flip the phone over when it's lunch. I have a long enough playlist queued up to last until I go to sleep. I can just let it run and run and run all day. But early afternoon, the music cuts off. It isn't abrupt, it slows down, distorting as it does, dropping pitch, chopping up like it's getting pixelated in a digital blender. Then silence. Total silence. The beat's noise-canceling effect traps me in a vacuum. My hands grow clammy. $42,091.60 creeps into my blood. Minimum payments to keep my head above water. When did I last pay? I flip over the phone. 17 missed calls. 10 voicemails. Swipe, swipe. I miss the play button on YouTube because my hands are shaking so badly. My finger instead lands on a sponsored video about debt relief. That's when the text comes through. Why the hell won't you pick up? Throat tightening. My mouth goes dry until I realize it's from Manuel, my brother. I take a long, deep breath in and close my eyes as I release it. I turn the beats off and slide them off my ears. I text back, "What's up? I'm at work." The phone vibrates in my hand. It rings and I nearly drop it. Manuel is calling me. "What the hell, Ricky? You don't answer your fucking brother?" "I'm busy, Manuel. What's going on?" "Dad's in the hospital. He got into a car accident." I managed to get the rest of the day off. Dad's okay. The car is totaled, but Dad is okay. Bumps, bruises, and scrapes, that's all. The doctor says he's lucky. Says Dad can leave today with some medication now that they've patched him up. The nurse says the same thing as the doctor as we're packing up, that Dad is lucky. And we feel it in that moment. The nurse reminds us to pick up Dad's meds from the pharmacy and to check out at the front desk as we leave. When we get the bill, all the feeling of luckiness disappears. $4,209.16. I stammer, what the fuck did the insurance pay? The clerk points to a number near the top of the page. It was smaller than what was due. "Your father's on the high deductible plan," she explains. "The good news is that after this, he should be covered for the rest of the year." I run the fingers of one hand through my hair. How the hell am I supposed to afford this? "We offer payment plans," the receptionist offers, "and financial assistance if you qualify." I suck my tongue. The number looks familiar. I think about my number. Looking at Dad's, there's an echo. Like how I have Dad's nose and Mom's eyes. $4,000. Dad can't afford that. Manuel can't afford that. My head gets light, and my vision darkens around the edges. I grit my teeth against my breath, willing it to steady. Manuel's hand on my shoulder makes me jump. You good, Ricky? I clear my throat. Yeah, let's get Dad home. Manuel and I got into it. His words still ring in my head as my beats charge. You're supposed to have your shit together, Ricky. You've got all this nice stuff and you're telling me you can't help pay for Dad? You're a fucking manager. I'm not a manager. I told them that lie when I got the job. My breath comes fast and shallow. My throat constricts. I wipe my palms against my pants. Fuck. I down a glass of wine, hoping it'll help. I've got Lofi playing on my phone, but it's not the same. The thoughts creep in too easily. There's no way to block them out without the headphones. I'm browning manager's special ground beef for tacos, glad for the sizzle and the smell filling my senses, taking up space even if it's not enough. When I transfer the taco meat to the serving bowl, there's a gap of silence. And that's when I catch the scuttling. It's a whisper, like a feather's chuckle, but I hear it, and it doesn't sound like it started when I did. It sounds like I caught it in the middle of a journey, and that upsets me even more. I whirl around toward the sound in the center of my kitchen. Standing perfectly still is the biggest cockroach I've ever seen. It's black like obsidian and streaked with bloody red pinstripes. The sight of it makes me drop the serving bowl, which clatters to the floor and spills meat everywhere. The roach doesn't scurry away. Its antenna twitch in the air, almost as if it's chuckling, and while I stand frozen, it waits for 1, 2, 3 beats before it makes a languid turn and then scuttles away. I hear its footsteps even after it disappears. They fade into my cabinets. Hot, molten rage roars through me. My nostrils flare. Before I can stop or even think, my body reacts. My foot flies into the overturned bowl on the floor and sends it hurtling into the air. It collides with the door with a bang, leaving a deep gouge. Fuck! I scream, running my fingers through my hair and pulling hard. I can't do this right now. I have roaches, and my dad needs $4,000, and Manuel is relying on me to handle it, and I don't have that money, but they think I do, and I have fucking roaches in my apartment. I inspect the gouge. I can fix it with some wood filler, sand it down, and paint over it, but that can wait. Those goddamned roaches have got to go. I don't even clean up the mess on the floor before I leave. Let them feast. It'll be their last meal before I book their ticket to hell. It's late when I come out of Walmart with a reusable bag I got when I dropped a couple hundred at a Trader Joe's a few months ago. The bag is stuffed with every pesticide I could find. 18-pack of Combat Max roach bait, Advion gel bait, a double pack of Raid, and a 6-pack of Hot Shot bug bomb foggers. I'd snatched up the beats before I left home and kept them on the entire time. Through the store, I don't look at the rando losers floating around for late-night snacks and cheap beer, and I make a beeline for the pest control aisle to the self-checkout lane. My skull rattles with the music. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. I say it silently over and over again, repeating it to the rhythm of the beat. By the time my feet hit the pavement, I almost believe it. I'll figure it out. I always figure it out. But when I get back to the car, the music cuts out. Battery low. Then a beep. Then nothing. Parking lot's ambient silence creeps in like no. I'm not gonna say it. I look into the bag. I think about the glossy black creature in my apartment. How if there's one, there's probably more, that the ones you see are just the dumb ones. I think about how big it is. How if that's the dumb one, what do the smart ones look like? Hard-soled shoes on the pavement approach me. I feel sick.
Ricky?
Oozes a voice.
Mr. Ricky Casas.
I've already tossed the bag into the back seat, but I freeze. Is this it? My hands are cold. I shove them into my pockets to hide the shaking. Is this where I get the papers? Did they really track me down all the way here to give me the ultimatum papers? I see the arm of a suit first extended to me. It's smooth and black, shiny and bloody red pinstripes run up the silken fabric. At the end of the sleeve, the man's outstretched hand is small, his fingers long and thin, the joints obscene and bulbous. I take the hand, self-conscious about my sweaty palms, and the grip is light and dry and cool.
I hear you're having some trouble,
he says, releasing his grip to reach into his suit.
I work for a charitable organization that would love to help you and your father, sir.
He hands me a card. It's heavy paper with shiny embossed letters. I run my thumb over them as I read Lock and Loach Second Chances, a 501c3 organization. Mr. Gary Locke. Mr. Locke straightens his tie with a smile.
I know you're a busy man, Ricky, and it's late, so I hope you'll forgive my bizarre introduction. I won't take up any more of your time.
He indicates the number on the card with a hand.
You call me when you have a chance, sounds good? We can talk things over whenever you're ready.
He points at me.
Anytime, day or night, all right? We do things differently at Lock and Loach.
He slips his hands into his pockets and walks down the parking lot aisle. I drop my gaze back to the card. Lock and Loach Second Chances, a 501c3 organization. Hey, I mutter, then raise my head to say it again, but louder. Mr. Locke is nowhere to be found. I thumb the card one last time, slip it into my pocket, and then get into the car. My mind races the entire drive home. I don't call him during lunch. I think about it, but I don't. I can't let anyone hear my humiliation over the phone when I find out it's too good to be true. I consider calling while I'm driving home, but then wonder what would happen if I started panicking on the road, so I put it off. I put it off the next day, too, and the next day. Manuel texts me and asks if I've taken care of Dad's bill yet. He asks if there's anything he can do to help. I text him back, no, there's nothing he can do, because really there's not. Manuel doesn't have $4,000. I don't have $4,000, but Lock and Loach? I remember the luxurious fabric of the suit, the elegant pinstripes, the kind of suit I'd kill for. Mr. Locke has $4,000. It's past 8 when I get the card out of the utility drawer in the kitchen. It's stacked neatly on top of all the other business cards I've never had the heart to throw away. Debt consolidation, tax accountants, every card about money. Fucking money. My phone buzzes. Manuel's text reads, "Don't ignore me, bro. Your family needs you." I flick Mr. Locke's card. It's too good to be true. But do I really have another choice? I call. It takes less than a day for the funds to hit my account. $4,209.16. When I asked him what I needed to do in return, what I had to give to him, Mr. Locke chuckled.
"We don't need you to give us anything, Ricky. We're an organization dedicated to giving back, that's all. Keep in touch, though. We sure will. We like to check in on folks we help, make sure they don't need anything else."
I thank him. He tells me not to mention it. He's glad we've met. He can see great things in me. I believe it until I open the hospital bills pay portal. That collection of numbers stares at me in large black font, and I stare back at it. $4,209.16. What if... What if I didn't pay it all? What if I did a lump sum payment instead? I can afford $2,000 over a payment plan, can't I? Anyway, don't I deserve something? Don't I deserve a little slice of happiness after the stress I've been through? My heart thrums in my chest. I'm sweating all over, and I have to put on my headphones and crank the volume up to do it. I haven't worn the headphones since the call with Mr. Locke, but now I need to. I put in the partial payment. $2,000. Think what I could do with over $2,000. I could pay my rent, clear out a credit card. I could take the family out to dinner. The sound bumping from the beats warps again, and a high-pitched ring tears over my ears. With a cry, I fling the headphones off. They clatter to the floor, the force enough to crack the plastic open and reveal the stereo guts inside. What the fuck was that? Guts quaking. I hunch over the kitchen table, propping my head up with my hands. Cold sweat drenches my hair. Something skitters near me. Cockroaches swarm over the broken headphones, a dozen or more. They're huge, shiny, and black with blood-red pinstripes slicing up their bodies in even columns. I tumble off the chair and scramble away from them. They mass together and drag the headphones away into a half-open cabinet door below the sink I don't remember opening. Then the mail slot opens, and a pile of letters plop onto the floor. I ignore them, like I always ignore them. I clamber to my feet, snatch my keys, and push the letters aside into the pile with the door as I race out. I go to Best Buy. I get another pair of headphones. I'm unpacking them on my way out of the store, but my slick and quaking hands make it challenging to attack the packaging. I slip them on. The music starts. Everything is gonna be all right. Everything is gonna be okay. I have the next day off, and I use it to bug bomb the apartment. I put all the dishes in the dishwasher, take the spider plant, and drive around for a few hours, leaving the spider plant in the car as I get lunch at a local craft burger place and have a few cocktails. Then I meander around the mall, buy some new clothes and a new game. I'd never heard of it before, but it looks pretty cool. When I come home, The headphones press lo-fi into my ears, but I take them off and stand in the open doorway for a little while, straining my ears. Is that the sound of tiny roach feet? Are they still here? Did some survive? I hold my breath and step into the apartment, closing the door behind me. Silence. Nothing. I smile. They're dead. I never have to see those damn bugs again. I collapse onto the couch and unwrap the game from the cellophane, eager to play. I connect the beats to the TV, boot up the console. The tiniest tearing sound, no louder than a falling pin, freezes me in place. I rip the headphones off my ears, mute the television, and snap my head to survey the room. It isn't beside me, though it's quiet enough that it had to be. It's not above or below me. In the corner of my eye, I catch movement by the door. The mail pile. Roaches swarm over the envelopes, their collective gnawing at the ignored bills loud enough to reach my ears. My phone buzzes on the coffee table, causing me to jump. Manuel again. Bro, when are you gonna pay Dad's bill? I logged in today and it hasn't been touched. Something you need to tell me? I set the controller down. That's impossible. You know, the thought of Manuel checking on me makes my blood run cold. It feels like a betrayal, but it's quickly replaced by the horror of the sounds by the mail pile. It grows louder. It's no longer a series of disparate tears, but synchronized munching as if they count to 3 before every bite. I bolt to my feet and run to the mail pile, shooing them away. I manage to step on one and it snaps with a wet crackle beneath my shoe. They've chewed a hole in the mail pile. A perfect, albeit ragged, gap. In the exact center of the gap lies a black envelope with bloody red letters penned in calligraphy. The return address reads only Lock and Loach. No street, no city, no state. I turn the envelope over. It's sealed with wax. The wax seal is embossed with a beetle. A scarab. I hold my breath when I tear open the envelope, like I expect it to be filled with anthrax. Instead, there's a letter, printed with plum-colored ink on beautiful ivory stationery. It feels expensive. It smells like fresh cash. Lock and Loach understands your financial situation, it reads. We're here to help. Enclosed is a check written out for $4,209.16. On the for line is written, something nice you deserve. I wipe my face and chuckle. What kind of luck is this? What the hell is Lock and Loach? I run my fingers through my hair. Will the money go through this time? No, I think I have a better idea. I deposit the check with my phone and the money shows up instantly. It's a little weird, but I don't think much of it. Maybe the bank's been primed because of the previous deposit or something. I don't know. This stuff is beyond my pay grade. All I know is that the money is there, and I have a monthly payment on my big credit card coming up. I can sink the cash into the card, knock out the balance, use the credit card to make Dad's payment, and everybody's happy. So I make the payment. The money's gone from my bank account. I go back to my credit card app, expecting to see the credit that's usually there while the payment processes. Instead, I see red characters screaming. Minimum payment due, $420.91. 42091. Same numbers, same digits, like a fractal. I lick my lips. Then I check my bank account again. It's gone. The money from Lock and Loach is gone. I feel sick. The room tilts, grows fuzzy, starts to darken, then my mail slot creaks open. I turn to see a black letter plop onto the floor. I already know what it is before I pick it up, and sure enough, the envelope is sealed with a golden wax scarab. I burst out into the hallway and race down it, searching frantically for Mr. Luck, for Loach, for whoever left the letter, but there's no trace of a soul. Only the muffled sounds of life all around me, swallowed by carpets and drywall. I think about the minimum payments. I think about Dad's hospital bill. Dad's fucking hospital bill! Fuck! How am I going to afford anything? I think about the things I bought. I need the Beats, and they're the only really valuable things that I bought. Nothing else would resell for shit. Ice clutches my damp palms. I wipe them on my pants, then run one hand through my hair. That's when I remember I still have the black envelope. I study it as I walk back to my apartment. I study the calligraphy penned across the front, the way the light reflects off the gold ink. I seek secrets and the tight letters at the top. Lock and Loach. There must be something, somewhere that will help me understand what's going on. Where does the money go? Why can't I spend it on Dad's bill or my credit card? I open the door of my apartment, releasing the frantic sounds within. Tiny, chitinous footsteps, the insane scurry of hundreds of little feet. I can hear them as they race about my apartment, and it makes me so mad, makes me so ashamed that I have fucking roaches in my apartment. I burst through the threshold and chase them. I bring my foot down hard on each of them. Crunch, crunch, crunch. They crackle and splat beneath my sole, erupting green-white guts onto the tile. I only get a handful and the rest scurry away, but they don't move toward the kitchen. They escape for the bedroom. I gasp, "Oh no, you fucking don't!" I bolt into the kitchen, snatch a can of Raid from under the sink, and storm after the vile things. The clicking intensifies in the dark bedroom. I snap the light switch on and am met by a mass. It's black with chaotic, broken red pinstripes, and it moves, shifts, blurs, scuttles, swarms before me. The shapeless pile takes the shape of a man in a fedora. It's made from the roaches. Nausea overcomes me and I keel over, vomiting on the floor. The thing in my room raises one of its swarming hands to tip the brim of its hat. One of the roaches breaks off the brim and clatters to the floor on its back, its thick, hairy legs scrambling for purchase in the air. I spit remnant puke and collapse to my hands and knees and realize it's still there. It's always been here. It's the roaches, and crawl away backwards so I can keep my eyes on it. I know who it is. I met Mr. Locke. This must be Mr. Loach. Impossibly, the thing speaks. Good to see you, Ricky. It's as if every insect comprising its form has opened its maw to speak. I see you got my letter. Mr. Loach puts his hands in his pockets, or rather puts his hands at his hips where the roach swarm merges together to give the appearance of putting hands in pockets.
Why don't you open it?
The dissonant harmonics of his thousand-voice words lean to command rather than suggestion. My back presses against the wall. I gulp and I still taste blood. Agitated clicking stirs inside Mr. Loach.
I said open it.
Quaking hands fumble with the letter. I drop it into the puddle of vomit, pick it up, and then drop it back in again. Every time I take hold of the black envelope, my hands shake even harder. When I finally open it, there's a letter. Black stationery, gold letters. Buy yourself something nice. The letters are not written in fine calligraphy. They look as if they've been scrawled by a madman. There are splotches and splatters of gold ink all over the black paper. Enclosed is a check held to the stationery by a red paperclip.
I know there's got to be something you want. You always want something.
I stammer back. I need this money for my dad. The swarm of roaches maneuver, parting to reveal an approximation of a smile. Mr. Loach chuckles darkly.
That's not how my charity works, Ricky.
He steps forward, reaching a black, writhing hand over the letter and taps a finger on the words. Buy yourself something nice.
This is it.
His voice's multitudinous harmonics growl amidst the roach horde's chitinous skittering.
This is what you get.
The hole that could be called Loach's mouth curves into a crescent facsimile of a grin.
It's not for Daddy. I'm not loaning him money.
Loach leans down, bending unnaturally. Carapaces click open to reveal agitated, buzzing wings of gossamer crimson.
I'm loaning it to you.
I expect him to stink. I expect foul breath and the acrid tang of rot, but he doesn't. In fact, he smells clean, like pine with faint undertones of bleach. He smells like my apartment. Mr. Loach reforms, the body's writhing, the legs squirming to stand up straight.
Now, go out there and buy yourself something nice.
His form collapses, a waterfall of cockroaches disintegrating into a pool which then dissipates as the insects disappear beneath the bed, beneath the closet door, up the walls and into the vent, everywhere in all directions, leaving me alone with the cold puddle of puke, the letter, and the check. Buy yourself something nice. My stomach flutters and my hands feel like the steady, oscillating buzz of power lines. I gulp, take out my phone and open my banking app to deposit the check, but the money's already there. When I look back at Loach's check, stamped across the heavyweight paper is the word deposited in red ink. I look back at my phone and I already have Amazon up. I don't remember doing it. Not exactly, only vaguely, but it feels right. Feels like I'm supposed to be here. My shopping cart is already full of all the things I've window shopped across the pay period. Games, cleaning gadgets, expensive air fresheners, a new phone and a case, a record player and vinyls, the wish list, a record of impotent desire. The check in my hand is for $4,209.16, same as last time. My cart totals over half that. You qualify for same-day delivery. I press checkout. Need something else? I still have so much of Loach's money. I see myself adding things to the cart, browsing the rabbit hole of related products, adding things I didn't even know I wanted until I saw them and had the money for them. By the time I hit complete order, I don't even remember what I'm buying except the air fresheners. I really liked those. They made my car feel safe, and I was out. I slip my Beats over my ears, turn on the Lofi. I clean up the vomit, but I know it's going to leave a stain. It bothers me, but I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do about any of it anymore. It's the fastest delivery I've ever seen. Literally minutes within placing the order, the money is drafted from my account. Within an hour it ships, and it's not even 2 before it's out for delivery, and I get the notification that my delivery is 10 stops away. The dread that's filled me until this point is gone. I think about the delivery, the biggest delivery of my life. And the elation starts in my face, spreading into my skull before smearing across my whole body, all the way to my fingers. It's going to be awesome. Like Christmas. I'm so excited I don't wear the Beats. I leave them around my neck so I can hear the knock on the door. I'm ready to receive. Mr. Loach was right. I deserve something nice. He did say that, didn't he? Anyway, it's true. It's true. So when the knock comes, I jump off the couch and bolt across the apartment, slapping open the locks and throwing open the door. You expecting someone? Manuel asks, crossing his arms. I fumble my words. Manuel. Manny, hey, hi, how are you? His glower burns. You gonna let me in, or we gonna talk out in the fucking hall, bro? I clear my throat and duck my head down as I stand aside for Manuel to enter. But he's already stepping inside before I can move. Our shoulders bump and I stagger backwards. Manuel takes a deep breath in. Man, I can't remember the last time I was in here. You doing real fucking nice for yourself, bro. I'm happy for you. His tone is flat like a knife's cheek, and his eyes glint like one too as they pass over me sightlessly. The awareness returns to his eyes as he sighs and he shoves his hands into his pockets. All right, let's cut the bullshit. All of it. All the bullshit. When are you gonna pay Dad's bill? The words catch in my throat. My mouth is coarse, so dry, like porous stone. Something pulls Manuel's gaze over my shoulder through the open door and into the hallway. From downward sloping disappointment, his face contracts into a fist of rage. Behind me, a polite knock. A voice interrupts. Hey, are you Ricky? Manuel snarls. You have got to be fucking kidding me, Ricky. I turn around to see the Amazon guy with a dolly of boxes. He takes Manuel's remark as his cue. I'm just gonna bring it inside if that's okay with you. There's a lot. He hands a box to Manuel. Thanks, Chief, he says before returning to the dolly and grabbing another and another. Manuel's face is white by the time the guy is finished. Looks like you're gonna have a lot of recycling, the delivery guy chuckles. Anyway, you two have fun. He pushes the dolly before him. I close the door. My ears burn burn. Tears sting. My throat constricts. Manuel's nostrils flare. His pupils are pinpoints. Well, let's fucking open them. What? No, Manny. No, it's not. You don't understand. But it's too late. Manuel tears at the bubble mailer. Let's see what's so fucking important you can't help your goddamn family. I step forward and try to take the package away from Manuel, but he's always been bigger and stronger than me, and he holds the mailer high above his head. Smells like pine. The fuck you buying smells like pine, bro. Manny. He pushes me, and I stagger back, nearly falling. Don't you fucking Manny me! He roars and rips out the mailer's contents. Air fresheners? Fucking air fresheners? He throws them at me, and they bounce off my cheek. What'd you buy, Ricky? You just blow a fat load on useless junk while we're sitting at home still worried about Dad's bill? It hasn't even been that long, Manny! Manuel shakes his head. You don't get it, bro. We've been calling you. Dad's been calling you. He thinks you're mad at him. He won't say it, but he's fucking heartbroken, bro. I keep telling him, no, Ricky's got that manager job and they're working him to the bone. I keep covering for you, bro. Giving you the benefit of the doubt, and now I get to see what a fucking fool you've made of me. He crosses his arms and looks away from me toward the boxes, but then he closes his eyes, squeezing them tight, and rubs them. You know, before she died, Mom told me to be careful with you. She loved you, Ricky, but she told me to be careful. He shakes his head, not removing his fingers from his eyes, face still averted to the floor. I thought you two just had a fight I didn't know about, or that it was that shit in her brain. Now he removes his hand from his eyes and glares at me through tears. But she was fucking right. Those words suck the air out of the room. My mouth opens and closes with tiny, incomplete movements, not to say anything, not to protest, not to do anything. In my throat, my heartbeat strangles me. A sharp, shuddering breath rolls up my entire body, and as it rises, so do my hands. They go to the headphones around my neck. Manuel's face registers the action with confusion. What are you? But I don't hear him. I see his lips move, but I don't hear him. Beats noise cancellation is the best in the industry. I have a Lofi for sleep long play on my YouTube music speed dial, and the gentle thump and snare along with the vinyl crackle and rainfall background fill my skull like warm water. Slowly, my pace fades to match the rhythm. Before me, a vein pops out on Manuel's forehead and neck, and his mouth flings open and shut into wide shapes, but I just turn up the volume. I stare at him blankly. At one point, he grabs my shoulders and shakes me, but I don't react. I close my eyes and listen to the music. It's so chill. I'm shaken almost to the beat, and it's an interesting sensation. Then it stops, and I stand in the darkness for the rest of the song. When it finishes, fading into a new tune, I open my eyes. Manuel is gone. There's no one in the apartment. But things scurry over my floor. I ignore them, willing my vision to cut off that part of the picture, even when I feel crackling resistance beneath my feet with every step to the couch. There, I don't pick up the controller. I don't turn on the TV. I don't do anything. I stare at the wall and listen to the music. Even when the roaches swarm at my feet, I don't move. Even as they crawl up my legs, scuttling under my pants, I don't move. When they engulf my chest, neck, and face, I don't budge. I am submerged in Mr. Loach, and I take a deep breath. Then I just turn up the music.
Thank you for sharing my nightmares and helping me carry the grief. If you enjoyed the show, please share your favorite nightmare with a friend or family member. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. You can also support my work by joining my Patreon. You'll get early access to episodes and exclusive insights into each story. You can also buy my books on Amazon. Thank you again for sharing this time with me. Good night.